exciting moments in my life was when my son Tim came to me and said, I want to be a chiropractor. Not only was I happy for me, but I was happy for the profession that I love. Tim is a tireless, passionate person. And he's I could tell you stories all night about how strong-willed and passionate he is. But that's for another time. I just want to thank, as a parent, I'd like to thank Jim for allowing him to speak. And his two mentors, Dr. Andreas Soderstrom, who Tim spent 3 months with in Varnamo, Sweden, and Dr. Liam Schubel, who he now works with in Peru. Thank you guys for polishing. Now I'm going to turn it to Tim, who believes in a better way. Tim Warner.
It's awesome to be home. It's really good to be home. And I practice in Peru and I live right down the street. But when I say home, I mean new beginnings. Because for me, new beginnings is home. This is my chiropractic home. I'm lucky enough to have been raised by two parents in a chiropractic family. No vaccinations, no drugs, no inhalers, no tubes in my ears. And to take it one step further, I'm lucky enough to grow up with new beginnings and chiropractic in my life from a very young age. Even before I could understand it, it's in me. It's who I am. I see all the little kids in the hall playing around. They're so lucky. You parents who have those kids, they're so lucky because they're growing up with this inside and they don't have to learn it later. It's normal. And unfortunately, this isn't normal. And I love coming back to new beginnings. It's like Woodstock. It's 3 days. It's 3 days of rock. People sleep here. They sleep on site like they did at Woodstock. It's the best people that do what we do from around the world, not just America, from around the world. And I forgot what else it's like Woodstock. Oh, because all the people that come were a bunch of crazy people, crazy hippies, who believe in something bigger than what society teaches us, and we're part of a movement, and like that song says, we all believe in a better way. There's a better way than what everything's telling us. So I practice in Peru, thanks to Dr. Liam Schubel, and people always ask me two things. Why Peru? How did you get hooked up with Peru? And this weekend they tell me I need to get some sun. But why Peru is, first of all, New Beginnings has created every opportunity for me in my life. And that chiropractic life that I live is why I'm a chiropractor in Peru today. But I'm there, first of all, I went there for two reasons. Number one is I played basketball in college. We got to do a tour of Spain. That led to me backpacking through Europe, and I love to travel. I've been adjusted by chiropractors in so many different countries, and I've seen my vision kind of gradually opened up that we got more work to do than just here in America. The world is a messed up place, man, but we can change it. That's the good news, is we have a solution and we can change it. And the second reason is in school I didn't pass part 3 of the Nothing About Chiropractic Education board exam. So I had to go abroad, which is something I wanted to do anyway, but the universe did that for me so I could fulfill that dream that I had. And how I went to Peru is really, it's an amazing story how Dr. Liam Schubel hired me. I knew I wanted to go abroad. I went on Chiropractic Planet. I sent emails to resumes to every Poland, Russia, Brazil, everywhere, anyone that would take me. But what my resume said attracted the opportunity that I got. My resume said, my name is Tim Warner. I grew up in chiropractic. I was raised by DE at New Beginnings. I believe in the chiropractic adjustment and nothing else. My chiropractic heroes are Dr. Sid Williams, my dad, Dr. Andreas Soderstrom, Dr. Dean Satilli, Dr. Jim Dubell, Dr. Walter Sanchez, Dr. Bob Tarantino. And like Bob Tarantino, I live in a chiropractic world. That's all my resume says. And the very first person, I sent this to at least 50 people, at least. And the very first person to get back to me the next day was Dr. Schubel. And at the time, I had no idea who Dr. Schubel was, which is impossible to believe. If you know chiropractic, how do you not know who this guy is? But he messaged me, this is I was at Life, I was living in Georgia at the time, I'm going to be on campus, come and meet me. Okay, cool, I have an interview, maybe this thing will work out. So I go and meet him in our cafe, and no, let's go over to the treehouse, I'm giving a talk. Okay, I think I'm getting ready for this big interview. I don't know who he is. He could be a jerk. I don't know who he is. So I'm all prepped up for this interview. And he tells me, no, we're going over to the treehouse. I'm giving a talk. We hear the talk, then you and I will talk. So I get to the treehouse, and Dr. Desaro's there too. So I'm listening to Liam talk. I don't know what this is. He just said I'm talking. I don't know who it was to. And he gave this talk, Liam talk. Anyone who's heard Liam speak, I mean, it's awesome. Everyone's jaws on the floor when he's done, and in the middle of his talk, blah, 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 and that's why we're going to hire Tim Warner to come to Peru and work for us. before I ever had an interview, before I ever said a word, other than, okay, to go to the treehouse, to Dr. Schubel, I was hired. But the best part about that story is that meeting, that talk in the treehouse, was the very first meeting for the New Beginnings Student Club on campus. The New Beginnings Student Club was being formed on campus that day, and I had no idea. I graduated at the time, so I was out of the loop. And New Beginnings literally created the opportunity that I have today. So, yeah. And I'm here today as a product of the New Beginnings generation. Casey talked, and we're literally here to show you guys this is what New Beginnings produces. I'm practicing in Peru in a dream practice. We see very high volume down there, and it's all because we're clear. We're clear of what we want. We've been adjusted. I've been adjusted my whole life. I say we, referring to the New Beginnings generation, and we're very, very clear on what we want. And not only can that create the dream practice for you, but it really can create the dream lifestyle. My other passion in life is basketball. My mom will tell you that I'm obsessed. I was obsessed as a little kid. Every day I played basketball. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't play because I had to. I played because I loved it. Just like today, we're all chiropractors. Not because we have to, because we love to. We love what we do. And I played basketball every single day. And I was a little kid in school, much littler than I am now, obviously. But Playing at a high level was never a reality for me. I was a little scrawny, skinny little kid, and I got to play Division I basketball. The universe allowed me to play Division I basketball, which was my wildest dream. But every day I would be in the backyard pretending to be a Division I basketball player. And in 2004, I went to school right down the road at Monmouth University. And in 2004, I would bring guys from my team to get adjusted. They come to our house, and I started bringing them to New Beginnings because it's so close to get adjusted. And we had our whole team. You might remember seeing 7-footers hanging out around here. It was 7 years ago now. But that year in 2004, when people were coming here and started getting adjusted, we won our division and we played in the NCAA tournament. For me, that's like, as a little kid to do that, that's like playing one-on-one with Michael Jordan. And that's because, again, it's just, you don't have to, oh man, I really want to do it. I really want to do it. It just happens because I know what I want and I know where I'm going. So I think for all of you today, my message would be, I don't know how to see a million people. I don't know the procedures to do. I'm not the best adjuster in the world. There's masters here for that. But everyone here today should find someone who inspires them and find your chiropractic hero. Students too. Are there students here? All right. You guys too. Now's the time to have them. You don't have to wait until you're out of school, and there's a huge resource of chiropractors here. One of my other chiropractic heroes is here this weekend, Dr. Erin. Dr. Erin Wright. We graduated together. We went through school together. Yeah, Erin. Stand up, Erin. If it wasn't for her, I'd still be in like visceral diagnosis or something. Erin's really smart. But she's created a beautiful practice with Nancy up in Massachusetts, up there in New England. And she's my chiropractic hero too. So students, you don't have to wait till you're out of school. Find some this weekend. The legends, the masters of our profession are here this weekend, and the best part is, they're all really awesome people. We started a group, a few of my classmates and I, when we graduated, where we would get together every Tuesday, just kind of talk about what's going on. And then I got the idea, well, why don't we see if any docs want to come on and lend us some advice? And every doc that we asked, all the New Beginnings docs, jumped at the opportunity. On a Tuesday morning, they got practices, they got families, and they jumped at the opportunity to come on and help us with a call for four kids who graduated in life, and just to help us, because that's what it's about. They love chiropractic. You want to talk about chiropractic? Yeah, that's all I want to do. And it's awesome. So it's so great to be here this weekend. It's an absolute honor to get to be on the stage and to be on the other end of this. And I hope Dr. Dubell will let me come back and be on the stage for many, many more years. Thank you guys so much.